Hello, math group. I just wanted to put together a quick video in case you weren't sure how to take your data and turn it into some graphs. So by now you've already had a chance to go through and find your information. You've probably answered these questions or in the process of doing that. So I can kind of show you how I would go about turning your data into some charts that you can share with the rest of the class, the not so math-minded people. One thing, if you don't know how to create a spreadsheet, you're over here in your Drive. Okay, so when you're in your Drive, you're just going to go to New, Google Sheets. When you do that, it will open up a spreadsheet. You can go ahead and copy paste the questions that were on there. That's what I did. Copy pasted it if you want to open it up in Google Classroom and copy paste it. And then you can put some of your data right here. Now I made these numbers up. Obviously you will have your accurate data from your research. And you can organize it and, change it. Like I turned some of these things into statements rather than questions, that kind of thing to make it fit your needs. So after you've gotten your data, you can kind of decide what do you think are the most important things or interesting things that you can use to share with the class and put into graphs. So for example, it talks a lot about, the men and women, how many men and how many women were saved when we're looking at, that question of, did gender and age and social class play a role in being saved? So men and women might be something. So in my spreadsheet, I have listed 5 men and 8 women were on my lifeboat. So to make a graph of this, if I decided that this was something I wanted to share with the class, all I need to do is highlight these 2 rows, okay, or even just these 4 cells. So to do that, I can click on it, and I'm just holding the Shift button and pushing the arrow keys to highlight all my cells. So this is the information that I want in my graph. Once I've got it highlighted, all I need to do is come up to the Insert button and choose Chart. Now, once I do that, it automatically puts my information into a chart. So I can see right here, the blue is men, 38%, and the red is women, 61%. So it even does some of the math for you. Notice there are some other different graphs that you could choose, bar graphs, line graphs. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the pie graph because I think that makes the most sense for this particular piece of data. If you click on chart types, you'll see there are even more options over here. And then customization allows you to change the title. So we can say, men and women on lifeboat, okay, or something like that. And it allows you to change the color, the font of the words, and then you can even change the color of, the pieces that are on the chart. So gives you a little bit of chance to kind of make the graph, yours. Okay. Once you're happy with it, you click Insert, and it will create your graph for you. Now, the best way to actually present this information is going to be using a Google Slide, which is sort of like PowerPoint presentation. So you can click New, Google Slides. If you want to create it on Prezi, that's an option too, but make sure that you feel comfortable using Prezi if you're going to do that. So I have my chart here, but how do I get it onto my slide or onto my Prezi? Copy paste. So I can click on my chart. Or it's not giving me the option here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control C, and then I'm going to come to my presentation and Control V, and there I've got my chart that I can use on my presentation. I haven't tried it on Prezi, but I imagine it would work, so it's worth giving it a shot. Also, notice that you can do more than just, 2 simple things in a chart. So, for example, maybe I want to look at the men, the women, and their class. So over here, I broke it down in my spreadsheet into, 2 categories, column of men and women, and rows, first class, second class, third class. So again, I'm just going to highlight by clicking on one and then holding down Shift and using my arrow keys to highlight all of my data. I'm going to click Insert, Chart. And notice how it automatically makes a chart for me. It even picks one that it thinks would make the most sense. Okay, so it has men as blue, women as red, first class, second class, third class. And again, I can, kind of change how my graph looks, and I can change my colors and my font and all that good stuff down here. So that's just a quick little intro on how you can use and create graphs. And don't forget, though, you can also use words and other things like that on your slides as well to kind of share your information and your findings with the class. All right. Enjoy. Happy charting.